tell you a little bit about myself. I have 28 years in the private sector. The last 3 years I helped 3 guys start a financial consulting company. And then in 2001, I was hired to be an HR director for the Douglas County School District. In December of 2002, I was promoted to be the assistant superintendent of human resources and continued to do that until I retired July 2 years ago, 2011. So that's a little bit about my background, but why am I running? My wife also retired from the school district 2 years ago. She was an elementary arts teacher in Larkspur. I have 2 grown children that graduated through the district. I have 2 grandsons who are now enrolled in elementary school in the district. I have 2 younger grandchildren who are not school age eligible yet, but will be attending elementary school in this district. And I have a daughter-in-law who teaches 3rd grade in this school district. So for me, the reason I'm running is very personal. Very personal in my sense of wanting to give back because of my work with the school district, but also to lead this school board in a direction I think it's failing at, and that is engaging the public, being completely transparent with what is going on, spend more time before the public than in closed session. And again, I am Bill Hodges, and I am running as a candidate for Director of District E.
Thank you, Bill. Judi, Reynolds?
Hi, thanks for coming, everyone. I'm Judi Reynolds. I'm a mom of 3 Douglas County students. I have a 3rd grader, a 6th grader in middle school, and a freshman in high school. I've been involved in the district for working on my 10th year, doing kind of the normal mom things, running reading groups, doing math groups, being involved in my PTO. 4 years ago, I decided that I needed to know a lot more about what was going on in our school district. And one of the things that I did is I started attending board meetings on a regular basis. And I go to those meetings, most of those meetings, twice a month. Part of the reason that I did that is, if you guys remember 4 years ago, our district was in quite a bind fiscally. We had a rescission from the state, there were changes made in the state funding formula, and the district lost funding. There were discussions, large school board meetings that were held in public places, and things that were discussed at those meetings were, are we going to start charging for busing? What fees can we charge? What programs are going to have to be dropped? And so that's what drove my involvement. I also sit on 2 school accountability committees. School accountability committees are there to give advice to the principal in that building about that school and the kids in that school. Those committees consist of parents, of teachers, of community members, and of the principals. And part of that process 4 years ago, what we did in those committees is we had to sit down and look at the budget and say, what are things that we absolutely have to have at our school? What are the things that we really want to have at our school? And what are the things that we want, but we might have to do without? I will tell you it was a very difficult decision-making process, but it was also a very important decision-making process, because what things look like in our school building were the result of decisions that were made by parents, by teachers, and by the principal. Those decisions weren't made by a board down in Castle Rock. They were made in our division, or in our school. And I think that that's really important. Parental involvement in our district happens at the school level. That's where, as parents, we have the opportunity to make the biggest change. That's where we have the opportunity to advocate for the things that are important to us as parents. A little bit more about my background. I do have a master's in education. I taught mostly in the private sector during my working career as an exercise physiologist. I also sit on the district accountability committee. I think that what you can tell, the thing that's most important to me is that each of our kids gets the best education possible, and an education that's suited to them as an individual.